guys, welcome back to some Chasing You. And it says welcome to jail. I didn't think we'd actually go to jail. I thought there's usually like a trial or something first. Like, I don't know, like what kind of strings did he pull to like put me in jail? Like that, do you have an escape plan? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, also today though, speaking of detective work though, I got a new Sherlock Holmes game. You can see it. It's super cool. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. It's like a game board and like a map of like London and and all these like case books and stuff. It's really fun. I love doing that. So I got that. So I'm really happy. And plus, it's all detective work stuff. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get started. Like, dude, I had a headache like most of the day because I was trying to get Heaven's Secret out. But it was like episode 1 went fine, the editing, everything like that. But episode 3 went fine. But episode 2 was a nightmare to edit because like the audio somehow became unsynced. It was a whole mess. In any case, I'm actually in prison, and there's like a freaking mouse there popping out of this freaking hole. Wait, let's see if it comes out. It comes out again. There it goes. Prison Break. Speaking of which, I need to finish watching that show. Well, at least the first season. How did I come to this? Where did I go so wrong? I had a quiet life, studied crypto analysis, loved my auntie. And then it all got turned upside down. The entire world seems to have gone mad. And it feels like I'm the only sane person left in this country. I wouldn't say that, sweetheart, but it's okay. You know what? You know what mean? You know what I mean? The rat looked at you for a bit before going back where it came from. I love when she was talking about how she's the only sane person left, and she's talking to a freaking rat. You sigh as you didn't have anyone else to talk to, so you sat and looked around and started singing. 21 in prison doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but mama tried, mama tried. Are you serious? Prison blues? Alex? Sam? What are you doing here? We're here to get you out of prison. Are you ready to go? But how? And what about going to court? What about the investigation? The men looked at each other with very different faces. Alexander's was snarky while Sam was gloomy. You see, when you were arrested, we got a little worried. Sometime earlier. Is it just me, or was this arrest just now really strange? Yes, because the commissioner arresting someone personally is an everyday thing now. Oh, I didn't realize you were capable of sarcasm. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. A court decision is needed to arrest her. She didn't try to escape, and I kept her close the entire time. She couldn't be arrested without strong evidence. And most importantly, have you seen the accusation? It's complete garbage. Why didn't you say something to the commissioner then? First of all, are you serious? And second, Goodman and the commissioner are on good terms. And I don't really want to give that more another reason to hound my boss for. Charles's behavior also doesn't really make sense. Alexander swayed in his chair, pondering. Seems like the boys will have to rescue you. Who do you want to play as? What? It's time to break our beauty out, don't you think? Path of Logic. Play as Alexander. What do you think? Wait, why would they ask me who I want to play as, but then decide it by my path? Well, in either case, I mean, I'm glad that I want a Path of Logic then, because I'd rather play as Sam than Alexander. What do you think? I think that I will enjoy this thoroughly. I'm a bit tired of her. Well, that's just rude. I'm not gonna say that about myself. Alexander's feelings are getting more intense. Oh no. I take it back. I take it back. The way she blushes is reason enough for me to do this. But what if we don't know something and the commissioner has some proof of her guilt? The kind of proof that escaped both you and Goodman? I wonder why would he hide said evidence from the detectives currently on the case? Because he is a really strange guy. Or simply doesn't, because the evidence doesn't exist, and the commissioner wants to, well, I don't know, set Goodman up, for example? Make him look like an idiot and capable of seeing the criminal right under his nose? Sam nervously rubbed his neck. I find that hard to believe. Then we need to get some evidence of our own. What kind of evidence, and where will we get it from? Let's think logically about this. If you wanted to set up your colleague, what would you do? Is that a trick question? What would you do? I would... Wait, I thought I was playing as Sam.
Bruh.
Why am I answering questions for Alex? Set up a trap, right? Logic. Okay. Yeah, but why am I answering for... I'm really confused. It said choose who you want to play as. Pathologic, play as Sam. But I'm answering questions from Isaac's... Not Isaac's. Wow, I got my husband on the brain. No, sorry. From Alex's perspective. I'm really confused about what's happening right now. I don't know. But that is irrelevant. Since I'm not a policeman, what can a policeman do? You could try doing your job better than him. Okay, but what if we forget about morality for a moment? You could hide some evidence from him and solve the case on your own. That is, if you're not too concerned with keeping your job. Hiding evidence, yes. And what would be the best place to hide them? I don't know, in the office, at home? Perfect. The best time to check his office is at night when the police precinct is empty. And the best time to snoop around his house is during the day when he's at work. Is he married, or maybe has any relatives? He's married. Not good. Then we'll have to get Rachel involved. You sprung up and headed out. What? Hey, wait. You heard Sam hurry after you. The day was going to be interesting. I think they put the wrong messages on there. Because I think I'm definitely playing as Alex. Even though it just said that... those messages were strange and wrong. I'm pretty certain. Should I go check? Whoops, no, I'm the one that's wrong. I went back and checked it, and it just say Path of Logic, play as Alexander. But that's kind of trash. Like, why do you have to be forced into playing as from the Path of Chick like that? That's still kind of trash. So they're trying to say that he's Logic and Sam is, what's the other route? Intuition? But I kind of like the Logic route. I don't think it matters. I just don't want to be playing as Alex right now. Oh my god. I'm not sure I want to get involved in this. Can you be useful for once in your life? I'm not too sure myself if I want to take part in this. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I miss the mini Miss Harris. At least she's not as cowardly as you two. It looked at you with disapproval and resentment. Why are you staying here thinking about it? Melody is stuck in jail. Are you trying to tug at my heartstrings? I can talk something else if need be. Rachel looked at you, squinting and slightly raising her chin. Why are you helping her? What's your goal in this? We can solve this case. You know how much it means to me. You stood there looking each other in the eyes for a bit, then she sighed. Fine, I'm in. Then get ready. Your task will be to impersonate an unhappy... I don't like this either, because they're making it like seem like Alex is the only one trying to get me out, and like Sam isn't really that interested. Like that's weird dialogue, and it's setting Rachel up to look like a bitch, pretty much. Cause it's kind of fucked up that they don't want to help me. Like, I don't understand. This is really weird the way they've done this. Whatever, I'm gonna keep going. Some time was spent in the bushes, watching the house's entrance. Finally, a crying Rachel left the house accompanied by the commissioner's wife. They got into her car and left towards the town. A few minutes later, you were inside the house. I have to praise Ray later. That was a job well done. Even left the garage door open. Very nice. You think we're in the clear? No, so let's start searching. Just keep your gloves on, smartass. Yeah, I've also seen those detective movies. Sam shrugged and headed deeper into the house. You were left standing in the living room, looking around. Your gaze gravitated towards the laptop on the coffee table. I wonder if it's his or his wife's. You sat down and carefully inspected it. Commissioner's computer. Okay. Judging by the screensaver, you belong to the commissioner, my friend. Let's try cracking this password, shall we? What to try? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, admin 1, 2, 3, sexy dude, or commissar. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice try, but no. This one. Turns out the commissioner isn't that big of a fool to use standard passwords. Okay. Commissar. It would have been funny if it was. Okay, so it's sexy dude. After parting for a second, you entered the words from a note attached to the monitor. The laptop revealed its desktop to you. Security has to be top-notch, eh, Commissioner? You move the cursor around the half-empty screen. What to check? Emails, messengers, folders. Let's try folders. You look through the photos for a while. I don't understand the people storing their porn collections on their computers. What's the internet for, then? Alright, I got sidetracked a bit. I should look at something else. Okay, let's try the messengers. After scrolling through tens of conversations, you decide, I could probably spend a few days looking through this and still not find anything of worth. I need to look at something else. It seems to me like the email will be the first place they would delete their emails. Like, that's strange. They would leave controversial emails in there. You quickly skim through the titles until one of them caught your attention. Offer. Let's see what's in here. There's a problem. We cannot arrest her without a court decision. Oh my, Sammy. You should take a look at this. A few minutes later, gloomy Sammy entered the room and immediately said, What? You want to show me how good you are at Super Mario? No, but better than you, but anyway. No doubt better than you, but anyway, check this out. He sat down next to you and the two of you started reading. The further in you got, the gloomier Sam became. Right, so certain Mr. Lucky sends the commissioner a letter offering money. In return, the commissioner has to take over Goodman's case. He'll then be given Martha's interrogation report, which will indicate the killer. And the killer is supposed to be Minnie Miss Harris. I also would like to point out that it seems like Mr. Lucky and the commissioner have known each other for a while now. Sam nodded and bit his lip. Also, Mr. Lucky says that they can split the inheritance. Unlike Uncle Charles is an idiot, don't you think? Sam rubbed his temples as he wearily looked at you. We still can't rule out the possibility that it was Frederick, or Dante, or Eliza. Or maybe it was Annette all along, such an insidious woman. Died to avoid being suspected. Your phone rang, interrupting Sam's response. Yes, Ray? Got it. We're leaving. You hung up, closed the laptop, and took Sam by the elbow. We need to get out. She's going to be here soon. A minute later, thanks to Rachel, you were able to sneak in and out of the commissioner's house. Was there a chance that Rachel wouldn't help? A minute later, the living room was empty. Time to play as yourself. You did what? Nothing worth screaming about. You could have been caught and thrown into jail. We're extremely careful. Yes, we're elusive, like Batman and Robin, like a tiny tea leaf in a mug. Like Joe and his mare, I get it, that's not the point. My arrest was paid for by my uncle? Does that mean... that he wants the inheritance? Definitely. He could also be the culprit. We can't be sure of that yet. He might be complicit. Or he's simply using the situation to take away your inheritance. After all, if you are found guilty, the inheritance will be stripped away from you. What about Frederick? Martha? The guys shook their heads. We didn't have time to look into them yet. You paced around the cell and stopped in front of the window. Oh. Oh? There's Frederick hid it here. He's holding a rifle. He went in through the same door they took me through. There's almost no security there. What? Of course there is, because this is not a prison. Breathing heavily out of fear, you approach the cell door. Alexander, how confident are you that Frederick isn't colluding with Charles? Alexander pells the canvas, looked at you for a few seconds, then said in an emotionless voice, not entirely. Guys, no one's going to shoot at the precinct. But why does he have a rifle? Are you ready to bet her life on that? Sam hesitated for a bit, nervously licked his lips, then shook his head. No. If he does shoot, how soon will the backup arrive? They won't make it in time. All he has to do is get past the officer on duty. Then it's only the two of us between him and you. Where's your gun? I'm not on duty right now. As you can see, I don't carry it with me in my free time. Besides, they only let us through because they know me. We need to get her out of here. Where are the keys for the cell? The officer on duty has them. Right. One of us is going to get the keys and get her out of here. The other stays behind to distract Frederick. Is there an emergency exit around here? At the end of the corridor, there's a key for it. Melody, who do you feel safer with? You. Sam nodded, first to you, then to Alexander. Let's go. I'll get the keys, then you're on your own. Tim immediately disappeared from your field of view. Alexander followed him. A few minutes later, he returned with the keys. How did you manage to get them? It doesn't matter. Let's get you out of here. He looked for the right key and deftly opened the lock. Now, silently follow me. Barely breathing, you followed Sam to the exit. By some miracle, once you got out of the precinct, you found yourself at the edge of the forest. Sam ran ahead, firmly holding your hand in his. You had no other choice but to follow him through the trees. 10 minutes later, you stopped, fighting back the desire to fall on the ground. We need to keep going. If we keep going like this, I'll most likely die. Let me catch my breath. Sam skeptically looked around, but stopped. On the third minute of running, an idea crossed my mind. Maybe we overacted just a bit. Maybe the three of us are just on edge. And Frederick was taking that rifle to a ballistics expert. Yeah, right. You were silent as you continue rubbing your aching side. The echo from the shot hasn't even died out when something covered you. Sam pinned you down to the ground. Sam, you're too heavy. Dude, he's trying to protect you. Quit being a weirdo. Stay still, woman. He received a message on his phone and fumbled, trying to get it out. It's probably just some hunter. We shouldn't have done this. The tip of his nose pressed against your ear. Are you willing to bet your life on that? Yeah, I'm fine right here. Although, I can also go on top if you like that better. There's a madman with a gun after you, and that's what you're thinking about? I'm thinking there's something suspiciously hard in your pants. It's a gun. You just said you didn't have one. Didn't you say that you didn't have it? I see a lot of things. Then why is your gun increasing in size? It's a special model with an adjustable barrel. Your gun is pressing against my... I will bite your ear off. No, you won't. And why is that? Because I'm gonna scream then. He suddenly exhaled and gently bit the tip of your ear. You're gonna be screaming anyway. God. What is going on? Why is that? You were interrupted by a sudden wave of goosebumps. His hot tongue left a long, wet trail on your neck. You do know that teasing a man in the forest isn't that great of an idea. He pressed his crotch against your butt even harder, causing you to squeak. What about the madman with the gun? That's actually just a hunter. Alex sent me a message that Frederick is still at the precinct. Then why are you still on top of me? Sam moved his hips again, pressing you against the ground. Order me to get up, and I will get up. Get up already. And I could. Could, huh? His fingers squeezed in between you and the ground and grasped your breast through the clothes. You gasped, lowering your head and whimpering softly. The fragile leaves crunched as you squeezed them in your hands. Slowly kissing your neck, Sam ran one head along your side. Along the ribs, the smooth curve of your waist, then your thigh. You squeaked again when he, unable to resist, took you in his arms and covered your shoulder with kisses. The smell of his perfume, mixing with that of the forest, made you dizzy. You inhaled deeply and arched back, exposing yourself to his caresses. He gently patted your belly, then ran his hand up, excuse me, almost to the collarbone. And then suddenly he pinched your nipple. You gasped as he turned your face to him. He finally kissed you, pulling and biting your lower lip. He moaned something indistinct into his mouth, and shivers coursed through your body once more as he placed his hand over your crotch. Was that a no I heard? Are you sure about that? His fingers gently pressed against the wet fabric of the panties, and you let out a tiny howl. He caressed you while attentively observing the expression on your face. I thought I heard a no. God. You're so silly. He raised his palm, leaving behind a painful throbbing of arousal. Your hips reached for his hand. A short laugh came from behind, then there was a rustling of clothes and... Oh, you. No again? His voice was tense, heavy, like a nuclear warhead. He leaned back as if about to pull out. You squealed and leaned back yourself, not wanting to lose a bit of sensation. He sharply exhaled, then leaned in and gently kissed you behind the ear. You're so cute. If only you could see yourself right now. You could barely make out his voice through the throbbing of blood coursing through your head. Without waiting for him, you moved your hips backwards, drawing closer to him. Again and again and again. His fingers caressed your thighs as his palms firmly held you close, but not close enough. You leaned your head back and arched your entire body. The back of your head now rested on his shoulder, and your hand on his neck. The two of you stood on your knees, your back, a curved bow in his hands. He moaned as he ran the palm of his hand up between your legs. A few strokes were more than enough. Every muscle in your body tensed as if about to tear. Wave after wave, you were swept over by heat and cold. You trembled, feeling his hands firmly hold your hips. It felt like an anchor, not letting you drift away into the sky. When you finally opened your eyes, he was still gently holding you. Still alive? Yes, you? More than ever. He gave you some time to recover before biting your neck. Get up, soldier. We still got a lot of things to do. A long one, dude. My video's ready to be posted. Hold up. Let me put this thing on there. Is that right? Wait, no. Hold up. Don't mind me. Just posting the video. Cause y'all are gonna want Heaven's Secret 2. I have to promise you that. So, Chapter 2 is now published. Boom. Okay. That's ready. I can stop fooling around with that. Okay, Alex had mentioned that Frederick is still at the precinct. You have to get yourself back in order. Sam extended his arm to you, helping you get up from the ground. While the two of you were brushing off leaves, you got to thinking. What did Alexander say about Frederick? He was unable to find out anything, since Frederick recoiled from him as if he had the plague or something. Where are we going now? Alexander will pick us up at the edge of the forest. And then what? We'll figure it out once we get there. He briefly looked at the map on his phone and confidently walked off deeper into the forest. Like, are we on the run now? Like, has he told anybody else about this? Somehow I doubt it, though. Once this is all over, I'll start running. I feel like that's gonna be a useful skill to have. This time, you decided not to fight over who drives. You took the back seat and dozed off while the guys bickered in the front. The trip back home seemed incredibly short to you. Y'all went back home? You woke up in Alexander's room. Oh, right. I'm like, why am I not in Sam's room? Because Sam doesn't have a room here. How did I get here? Will you wait outside while we get changed, or do you want to stay and watch? Ooh, can I dress you up? Alexander raised his eyebrows so high that it almost hit the ceiling. Pretty please, is it that hard for you? I don't have too many things packed with me. And I'm against the idea outright. Then we'll start with Sam. We're dressing them? Oh, that's cool. Stylish. Hot. Regular. Oh, why do we have to comb his hair back? It's like almost hot, but the jacket fit is a little weird, right? I'd rather him wear this. There's something off about the jacket fit. I'm trying to look at it on a different screen because I'm looking at it on OBS also. Like, maybe if I look at it from a different angle. I don't know, there's something about the like a weird puffiness. Like I wish it like was more fitted. I'm gonna go with stylish because I just don't like the look of that jacket. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about the jacket. I don't like it. That's pretty cool. If we have to comb his hair, unless he will look like some idol. A K-pop idol, but no, he's Japanese, so yeah. J-pop. You will look like some idol. An idol? Don't sweat the details, just spin around. Let me admire this. Your turn, Grumpy. I can handle this myself, thank you very much. Oh, come on, let me try. Alexander sighed and skeptically raised an eyebrow. What will come out of this, I wonder? Let's see. Stylish. I like it, I like that. Or hot. Okay, see, that fits nicely. I just don't know if that's his style. Or regular. I kind of like this better. I'm gonna be honest, I like both of the stylish looks. I do love guys dressed up. I just don't know about that though. Kind of makes him feel a bit more mature. This does too. That just looks so cozy. Might be hot, I don't know what time of year it is. I just love this. I love this on him. I like it. I don't know. I like it a lot. And I'm so happy we get to dress them. That's so nice. So you need to introduce this like in more stories. Like, look at how cute you turned out. Looks very nice actually. Well, since even Sammy likes it. This is not the effect I was counting on. Okay, so now that we're all beautiful, let's go solve that case, shall we? Leading by example, he was the first to leave the room. You sighed and went after him, still sleepy. But as soon as you entered the living room, all tiredness dissipated. If you know what I mean. I see. I'll consider it. Frederick, what are you doing here? I can ask you the same question, Miss Melody. If I recall correctly, you've been arrested. That's just what you wanted, isn't it? I'm not sure I follow. Are working together with Charles. You didn't love Auntie at all. Is this logic versus intuition? Because we don't have any confirmation that he's working together with Charles. Like, I kind of feel like that whole being locked in the will thing, I feel like that was like a combined effort. But I'm not certain. I'm not certain. Working together with Charles, didn't love Auntie at all. Shoot. That's a hard one. Let's say working together with Charles. Let's see what that does. Logic, okay, good. Is that so? Yes, you tried to kill me and split the inheritance with him. Frederick opened and closed his mouth in surprise and said to the detective, I think the girl needs some rest. And I think you need to tell her exactly what you're doing here. If I was her, I'd also suspect you. Creeping around the house, acting all suspicious. I can hardly tell that you're cooperating with the police. The police? Shocked, you turned to Alexander, who stood with a similar expression on his face. What is the meaning of this, Frederick? Oof. Seems like I have some explaining to do. That chapter seemed like it was over pretty quickly. Chapter 9. I'm beginning to understand you. Oof, seems like I have some explaining to do. Please frickin' do. It's about time, Frederick. Alexander has to know. The girl carefully stepped through the slightly open dining room door. You know, I was waiting to finally hear the truth about why you came here. Rachel frowned and crossed her arms on her chest. Olivia thinks that you got into bad company. She asked me to look after you and to bring you back home. Alexander groaned, rolling his eyes. I knew that I had to flee the country the moment I saw you. Guys, what's going on? Alexander looked around the room, then stepped closer to Sam. You can go back to Sweden and tell Mom that I'm in great company. And that I'm going to stay here in this house and conduct private detective practice. So his mom's name is Olivia? Conduct private detective practice. Looks like Alexander prefers Sam to you. That's fine. What the hell? Alexander hissed disapprovingly in your direction. Will you stop running away from your problems already? Can we get back to Frederick? I don't care about this nonsense. Oh, I'm running away, am I? I thought I explained everything thoroughly. But you, I can't believe you switched sides. You're helping my mother? What's next? Will you ally with Satan himself? Join a cult? The Democratic Party? Alexander, Olivia only wishes the best for you. Don't make me out to be a rebellious teenager, Frederick. It was a conscious decision. The best decision for all of us. Listen, as much as I appreciate these revelations and all, weren't we talking about Frederick? Who claims that he wasn't trying to kill me? All eyes returned to the man in question. He sighed. Melody, I'm a businessman, not a killer. Then how do you explain the watchmaker, the rifle, and your conversations with Charles? With a heavy sigh, Frederick glanced at Alexander. This is going to be a long story. Give me the full thing! Then please, take a seat, everyone. This will take a while. We need to pick this apart. Play from Frederick's point of view. Once again, Olivia, do you think I'm capable of something like this? I think you're very much capable. Besides, the two of you used to have an affair. Even she thinks she's guilty! And this is Alex's mom? We did when I was young and handsome, and she was... Gustav thinks this is the best solution to the problem. Yes, we need someone on the inside. Surveillance from the outside didn't yield any results. Who's Gustav? Why does he look so strange? So those replicas she keeps collecting in her house aren't replicas at all. That I can believe. But saying that she's involved in illegal business? She was always so scrupulous in this regard. Only a few rich people can say that they had an absolutely spotless start. We suspect that she only got started making money by reselling the stolen art. After that, she earned honestly. Everything is clean. But why did she decide to return to it now? Good question. We'd also like to know. Frederick pondered for a while. Frederick, you have always been on good terms with her. You're smart, cunning, and not too bound by morality. No one can handle this better than you. I don't get why you're doing this, Olivia. She fidgeted with her fingers. I want you to take Alexander out of the country for a while. In a few weeks, there will be a meeting in the Knight's house. I intend to vote as the head of the family. And I don't want Alexander and his precious opinion to get in the way. Don't you have any other reasons to send him away? I do, but why come up with something when there's such a convenient reason already? That's unreasonable. Frederick, think about this. The sanctions will be lifted. We can even offer you audit immunity for, say, a year. That is if the operation is a success, if I agree to take part in it. Gustav hesitated, sighed, and nodded. In case you agree to take part. A year and a half of immunity. Deal. Olivia, get your son ready for the trip. 3 weeks later. So you think that a Swedish shipyard will be more convenient than an English one? To be honest with you, it won't be as convenient. But it's going to be cheaper and of much higher quality. Also, I will arrange delivery privileges for you, for old time's sake. He took a sip of whiskey out of his glass and he looked Annette in the eye. Although, of course, we will discuss the specifics with Alexander. After all, he is the main owner of the shipyard. Your proposition sounds good. Too good. What's the catch? Instead of answering, Frederick slowly glanced down her neckline. Her lips twisted into a knowing smile. It's been more than 20 years. And for all these years, I haven't been able to find another. Have you noticed that I'm still not married? Annette leaned back in her chair and beckoned him over. The night of the killing. The door at the end of the corridor softly creaked open. A face appeared from behind it and immediately disappeared again. A male silhouette quickly went up the stairs. A minute later, Martha had taken 2 steps outside the door when suddenly her wrist was grabbed. You forgot your panties again.
Wow.
Ugh. She's sleeping with him? I didn't want to take a picture of that. I'm not taking a picture of that. I don't want to look at that. You're making it a much bigger deal than it is. Frederick smiled and handed her the slightly tattered panties. Be a good girl and use your head, keep your eyes open. Use your head, I guess? The more interesting info you bring, the better. It will make my task a lot easier if you told me what exactly you're looking for. Your clue about secret passages between the rooms was invaluable. Look for anything else like that. I hope you won't forget about my reward. In response, the man rudely slapped her butt and closed the door. Martha snorted, shrugged, and looking around, squinted her eyes. The door to the next room was half open, and there was a light inside. To put it shortly, I learned a lot of interesting things. For example, that almost all the cameras around the house are just props. Sam exchanged glances with Goodman and nodded. So that's how it is. And here we were wondering why she didn't set up a proper surveillance system. Also, I learned about the secret passages and I think I know where they lead. To the well outside the mansion. Frederick nodded and turned to Goodman. That's not all. It turns out that even the local casino and a watchmaker are involved in the scheme. Some things are being marketed through them. I got a few antique watches from the latter. And I bought an old rifle from the casino administrator. He's talking about Elia right now, isn't he? All these items are now being checked by experts for authenticity. You covered your eyes trying to fight back the headache this was giving you. Yeah, me too. This simply doesn't fit together. My aunt, crime, antiques, criminal schemes? What does all this mean? Mean about me, mean in terms of the investigation. Nothing critical, I'd say. Some minor inconsistencies got resolved, that's all. But there is something that is actually important. He glanced over at Sam and Alexander. If I'm understanding the situation right, you two are the cause for Melody being here and not in prison. Her arrest was illegal. The commissioner faked it. Yes, the commissioner wants me gone. The commissioner made a mistake. Sam, you should have just let him corner himself. And now, no matter what charges he gets, you'll be dragged down with him. Assisting in the escape of a suspect is no joke. He straightened his hat, seemingly only to occupy his hands with something. You approached him and silently put your hand on his shoulder. He looked at you out of the corner of his eyes and exhaled. I don't regret a thing. Had it been necessary, I would have done more. Cute. I'm worried about him though. Seriously. I'm worried about me too! So, does that mean Charles is responsible for everything? That something about this is still not hidden, you know? A heavy silence took over the room. Everyone looked everywhere except at each other. Finally, Alexander's calm voice broke you out of your thoughts. Melody, nothing is over yet. That's what I'm saying. We still have to deal with Martha and Charles. You rubbed your face, trying to wipe away the fatigue. What do you mean by deal with them? I mean that the best way to finish off this case is by getting a confession out of them. And how do you intend to do that? I won't do anything. You will. Why is it always me? Because I don't know Martha well enough, but first, we need to talk to her. He glanced at Rachel. Is Martha still in the hospital? As far as I know, yes. She had nervous exhaustion or something like that. I'd much rather believe that penguins learned to fly than this. Melody, how do you feel about a little roleplay? Will you be my nurse? I don't want to say that, especially not in front of Sam. Goodman suddenly coughed, drawing your attention back to him. Children, this is still an official investigation, in case you've forgotten. Can you forbid Miss Harris from speaking to her staff? As a matter of fact, I can. I can also place her back under arrest. She's a suspect who escaped pre-trial detention after all. Although I must say, she did give us valuable information during the interrogation. That finally came back! Okay, so in the beginning when he was questioning me and I decided to just tell him the truth, that came back to give me an authority point. Okay, finally, I got answers about that. I was wondering if I was doing the right thing by giving them the answers. Because I knew I didn't do anything wrong. He scratched his chin. You didn't withhold information during the interrogation, but there's more. When you arrived, you were startled by a silhouette in the second floor window. It turned out that it was Frederick, so the information wasn't critical. But I still appreciate the fact that you shared it with us. Huh, that went to logic. And intuition. Okay. Goodman is grateful for your cooperation with the investigation. Boom. And there's the rumor going around that the young Miss Harris is a sleepwalker and killed Annette in her sleep. It's not like I believe any of that. It's just curious why you decided not to share this with us. She did. Goodman paused for a moment. Did she tell it to you personally? Yes. I tried to establish a trusting relationship with Miss Harris. Your relationship with Sam has improved. Goodman rubbed his mustache, but nodded. Oh! And that's because I told Sam the truth, too! See? Tell the truth. If you didn't do anything wrong, you ain't got nothing to hide, okay? Goodman rubbed his mustache, but nodded. Then I apologize, Melody. The detective sighed sadly as he raised his eyes to the ceiling. What did I do to deserve this? I have no clue. Goodman, you're also interested in closing this case as soon as possible, correct? Because of the commissioner, for example. Goodman looked at Alexander, then at you. What do you say, young lady? Think you can aid the investigation? Will likely only get myself killed, can do anything. Yep. I'm sick and tired of this whole situation already. And exactly what was your plan? And what was your plan exactly, Mr. Nielsen? I never knew his last name. I noticed that Melody is constantly changing outfits, so I wanted to put that to good use. Good use. We can dress her up as a nurse, then let her into Martha's room at the hospital, naturally with the recorder in her pocket. Melody's a smart girl. She would easily get the confession out of Martha. Tapes taken without the other's knowledge, party's knowledge, can be presented as evidence in court. That's not what it's for. We simply need Martha to let something slip. And then, based on what she says, we can take it to Charles. The two exchanged gloomy glances. It's a terrible and completely unprofessional idea. The police don't work like that. Will you prevent us from doing it, though? You can do whatever you want, so long as nobody finds out that I was aware of any of this. Alexander nodded, shot a cold look at Frederick, and beckoned you towards the door. I still don't... I need to, repack, everything that they said about Alexander's parents and their involvement in this. Because I still don't fully get it. You kind of told us why Frederick was here. What he was really up to. He was trying to seduce my aunt into getting closer to her to figure out information to try to take her down, I guess. I don't know. I didn't think about that again. That was a lot to unpack. As you entered the reception hall, you nervously looked around. There were no visitors or doctors for that matter. The receptionist peacefully watched a group of interns leave the hall. Right. According to the plan, we impersonate doctors, find Martha, then I question her and tape everything, right? Right. And how exactly do we look for Martha or get doctor's office? They're gonna give it to you themselves. You're a doctor after all, trying to save a patient. I am? Of course. Rachel, you're not feeling well, aren't you? Rachel looked at him in bewilderment for a second, then suddenly slumped into your arms. Wheezing all the while. I'm dying, doctor. Save me. That's what I'm talking about. She seemed like this before. Why when I'm not around would she suddenly not, down to be involved in the process, you know? That was they made really weird character choices in that moment. That was really strange. You put her arm around your shoulder, stepped aside. I'm supposed to be trying to save her, so she held onto you so that it would be easier to carry her. Halfway to the desk, you yelled out, "I need a room to examine this patient." And who are you exactly? Path of logic. You straightened out, leaning Rachel against the desk. You coldly looked at the receptionist. I can see that you are... I don't want to say new here. Because what if she's not new? And obviously she's unaware of who you're speaking to. And I don't want to insult her. Lord. I'm in between these two. But this one is a huge freaking gamble. I'm gonna try this one. Who am I? With me. And who are you? I'm a doctor and I urgently require a room key and a lab coat. Can I get your last name? Harris. Rachel face-palmed as she continued to wheeze. Your career as a doctor is over. Go back and try again. Oh no! Trying to impersonate a doctor. Do I get authority points if I get it right the first time? That's a lot to go through just to go and get that right. Aga. Fine. I think there was a few choices that I wanted to make differently. Fine, I'll do it again. Okay. Here I go. New here. You glanced at her badge while pretending to keep an eye on Rachel. You have a terrible memory, Bethany. We saw each other last week. The girl blushed, looking back and forth between you and Rachel. It's okay. You'll get the hang of this. And soon enough you'll be able to recognize each individual doctor. Let's make a deal. I attend to the patient now and we'll deal with the paperwork later. I will take full responsibility in case something goes wrong. Well, Rachel wheezed and seemingly turned a little blue. There's no time to waste. Which room can we take? The fifth. You managed to convince the receptionist that you are a doctor. The key, hurry, and bring me a lab coat for the love of God. Grabbing Ray on the shoulder, you sped briskly along the corridor. Grabbing Ray on the shoulder. Who is Ray? I think you're talking about this Ray person. And I honestly don't remember who Ray is. Oh, I don't know if we need to remember we need to go to the fifth door. As you close the door behind you, your legs barely held you up. I nearly died out of fear. I can't believe this worked. Me neither. There was a knock on the door. Lie down quickly. Rachel did as she was told and you opened the door. Here's a lab coat and a mask. Don't take too long, okay? You nodded and closed the door again. Nurse's uniform. Oh, that's cute. A doctor's uniform. Well, I just said I was a doctor. Or playing lab coat. Oh, that's so cute! But I did just say I was a doctor, and I kind of like the blue. I'm with doctor's uniform. Once you got changed, you felt a little more confident. Now let's go find Martha. Rachel didn't even have time to stand up as the door opened once again. What's with these people? Professor Hardy, we brought the image. As he handed you a plastic sheet, he lovingly stared at your breast. The uniform looks really good on you, Professor. Oh, this is bad. We made a list of all those possible diagnoses. All the other members of the group looked at him with hatred. And you're one of those overly active ones, aren't you? You blankly stare at the image in your hand. A breast x-ray. We had to quickly get rid of them without arousing suspicion. So dear interns, what we have here is an x-ray of a breast. And on it we can see... Ooh! We're supposed to ask them! They need to answer the question. What do we see? You mentally stare at the most talkative intern. We see clear manifestations of fibrotic mastopathy. Successfully evaded the question. Great. Can anyone add anything? Everyone else looked down while the energetic intern nearly started bouncing on the spot. Good. When we see fibrotic masterpiece, we touch the boobs, perform palpitation. Touch the boobs sounds so unprofessional. Palpitation? This is terrible. Fibrotic masturbation. So, okay. This is like a fibroid. Am I really gonna look this up right now? Yes. Because, it's benign. This feels lumpy. Oh! I have that! Sort of. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know that was what it's called. Give me a break. I was in high school, okay? I don't know what you do. Therefore. This is so stupid. I should just put something. What is palpitation? Yeah, you do that. Yes. Uh-huh. I didn't know it was just about using the term, because the other one sounded stupid, but I had to make sure. May I palpitate, Professor? Rachel stared at you in horror. No. Please watch me do it. You leaned over Rachel and nervously flexed your fingers. Are you sure we should do this? Be patient. You started carefully feeling her breast. It turned out to be surprisingly hard and elastic. Rachel bit her lip, clenching the edge of the bunk with her hand. Playfully pitching? No! Just finish it! You made a stern face and straightened up. I think we should end it here. But what about the diagnosis and discussing the treatment? You nervously looked at Rachel. How about we discuss it in the rec room? Go grab something to eat. I'll be right with you. Successfully impersonated a doctor. The crowd of students poured out of the room with approving chatter. Oh, let's get out of here before they come back. I can't. Why not? Turning to face her, you noticed Rachel covering her crotch with both hands. Something was clearly happening under her dress. Rachel? What is that? You were touching my boobs, and you're pretty. Of course I get aroused. You took a moment to process what you just heard. Rachel, are you a girl? I am now, but yes, I used to be a guy. I'm sorry, Rachel. I didn't know. I'm sorry. She looked at you as though challenging you to comment that somehow. Rachel, I'm also aroused because of you. I admired your courage. You weren't afraid to face condemnation and rejection. You did what you felt was right. That is awesome and deserve respect. Rachel flushed red as she looked at you differently somehow. You really think so? I do. You are incredible. You carefully pulled her closer for a hug. After a moment of hesitation, she hugged you back. Thank you. It means a lot for me to be accepted for who I am. You smirked as you pulled back and tapped her on the nose. True, but right now we need to go look for Martha. Come on, get yourself in order and let's get going. I managed to calm down already. Usually, since I take the hormones, I don't get aroused as easily. Something went wrong today. We can go though. Rachel jumped off the bed and straightened her dress. You looked out into the corridor before leaving the room. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So I guess she only had top surgery done so far. For a while you wandered around the corridor, peering through every door you came across and hiding from the staff, and finally, you got lucky. Ow. The girl stood next to the window, fidgeting with the pin. Is she trying to escape? Can I help you, Miss Redback? No, What are you doing here so late? I thought all the doctors left already. Get information from Martha without arousing suspicion. You tightly squeeze the recorder in your pocket as you press the record button. On the other side of the door, Rachel stood as a lookout. I'm here to help you, talk to you. Huh. Talk to you. Just to talk? She squinted as she clutched the window's handle. And to take care of your treatment, of course. Why didn't I think of this through beforehand? I was more worried about not getting caught. You took a chart to buy yourself some time. So, Miss Redback, we're going to be treating your, nervous breakdown. Right now? So late in the evening? This is a completely new technique. It shows excellent results. What's the technique? A psychotherapeutic massage. What on earth am I saying? In essence, we make your body relax, while at the same time making your brain relieve stressful memories. Ideally, the same events that led to the breakdown in the first place. Very well. If you say so, what should I do? Lie down and undo your shirt. And lie down on your stomach. Periodically glancing at you, Martha did as she was told. You leaned over her. Right. Now I just need to get her to talk. You started slowly rubbing her back. Tell me, Martha. Why did you set me up? Enough of the arousing suspicion. Why would I say that? What troubles you? Martha nervously tried to glance at you, but you turned her head back around. You can trust me. I'm a doctor. That's not good enough. For anybody else out there, don't fall for that. Don't. That's not. No. The way they come in there talking about, oh yeah, we're just gonna do this new wave, whatever. No. The girl exhaled through clenched teeth. I'm constantly stressed out. I can't rely on anyone. What do you mean? Well, there was this one man, handsome, Norwegian. Frederick? We had a great thing going. I gave him sex and information. In return, he promised me money. And then he simply threw me aside. He wanted to get everything for free. She's giving a lot of information. That is terrible. What a disgusting man. Yes, exactly. All men are stupid jerks. I wouldn't go that far. You started gently massaging her shoulders while discreetly keeping them pressed against the bunk. Without exception, I have met a few good ones. Every single one of them. There was another man who also promised me a reward. I simply had to sign a few papers and then disappear for a while. Well, they got everything in order. Morons. They don't understand a thing. Those papers must have been her account against me, I'm assuming. And by they, she must mean the commissioner and Charles. In truth, I had to set the stage. I did very well, unlike them. I didn't run away. Instead, I came back and saw that our goal was all alone. And I realized I could do everything more elegantly. In a way that would leave no traces so that no one would suspect a thing. All alone? What is she talking about? The realization sent you goosebumps along your hands. That morning, Sam and Alex ran off to look for Martha, while I was left completely alone. So that means she thought I would come to the church by myself. She's stupid for giving out all this information. Seriously, she's admitting to a crime to her doctor, who's under no obligation or oath to keep any of this private. This is not a therapist. A very clever girl. Martha nodded as she completely relaxed under your arms. I set everything up and just needed her to come to me. I would have deleted all the evidence from her phone we would leave in that place. It would have been so easy to prove that a fight to the death took place there. But that rich brat came with her escort. I panicked, said a lot of dumb things. As if you were entirely smart up until then. I wanted to take revenge on the Norwegian, but then I had a different idea. She glanced at the window and bit her lip. How soon am I going to be let out of the hospital? I need to be as far away from here as possible, and fast. Martha, Charles promised to pay you for setting me up, and you decided to do it in such an idiotic way. Martha's entire body tensed up as she slowly turned to face you. Okay, interesting. I told you I didn't like her in the beginning. She was a total bitch, dude. That's crazy. So, you know, so she wanted to, they had her working for them and doing things for them to try to set me up, both in their own different ways. Well, no. Frederick was trying to set up my aunt, and Charles was trying to set me up. But that doesn't answer who killed, in the end, who killed my aunt. I think that mostly just leaves us with Charles, right? Because as much as Dante and Eliza were supposed to be in the story, we haven't seen heads or tails of them at all. And at this point, like, they might as well not even be in the story, but, I feel like she's only just come into her mind that, you know, now that she's been cast aside by all the different people, that she wants to be the mastermind behind, you know, her own schemes and stuff like that. So that just leaves Charles as the killer. Right? I don't know, but I'm going to end this one right here. There was a lot to unpack, especially in that last episode. We found out some fun new facts about Rachel. We got to know her a little bit better. That's fun. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly where they're going with the story. And like, is this only going to be one season? Because, like, do we like just solve this case this season, and then next season we're on a different case or something, or it's going to be like a one-off season, or what? I don't know. That's interesting. I wonder if, like, because Alexander mentioned he wanted to become a private detective. I can see Sam branching off into that road as well. And like, what if we like form like a detective agency? And we kind of go around and like solve different cases for the next couple of seasons. That could be fun. That could be something interesting. Like, it started off with just being about me, and then me and my family, and apparently Alexander's family too. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm still talking. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and show that like button, some love, subscribe to see more content like this, and to see the next episode, because I'm pretty sure there's another one coming. Yeah, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.